welcome to another segment of Third World Airports. I'm Adam Ginsburg here with David Szomor, and we're here to talk about one of Donald Trump's favorite issues, safe spaces. I hear he's in full support of safe spaces, especially if they're in the theater, right, Dave?
Yeah.
No, we're here to talk about the controversy surrounding Donald Trump and Mike Pence being, air quote, harassed at his the performance he attended of Hamilton in New York City.
I already see you have a strong opinion on this matter, Adam.
I already know you have a strong opinion. I'm just waiting to say it. All right. So, Dave, do you think that... well, first, let's just read the transcript of the comments, okay?
Well, let's just give the whole...
the whole context,
right?
Okay.
So, Trump and his daughter, and I think grandkids?
No, Pence.
Pence and his daughter and cousins.
Her daughter's cousins, yeah.
Went to the Hamilton play on
Friday
Broadway
night.
on Friday night, and when he walked in, he was booed and cheered at the same time. And then at the end, the Hamilton cast themselves spoke to Pence directly in front of the whole crowd.
Yes, and here's a transcript of what it was said. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You know, we had a guest in the audience this evening, Vice President-elect Pence. I'm going to sort of go fast through it so we don't listen to the whole thing. We have a message for you, sir. We hope that you will hear us out. And what he said was, we welcome you, sir, and thank you for joining us in Hamilton. We, sir, are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us, our planet, our children, and our parents, or defend us and uphold our inalienable rights. Sir, we hope this play has inspired you to uphold our American values. Now, he says they thank you for sharing the show. And now, the issue, Donald Trump tweeted afterwards that Pence was harassed. Some of his tweets on this matter include, our wonderful future Vice President Mike Pence was harassed last night at the theater by the cast of Hamilton. Cameras blazing. This should not happen. The theater must always be a safe and special place. The cast of Hamilton was very rude last night to a very good man, Mike Pence. Apologize. The cast and producers of Hamilton, which I hear is highly overrated. How many awards is it up for?
19 Emmy Award nominations.
Highly overrated.
And a Pulitzer Prize.
Should immediately apologize to Mike Pence for their terrible behavior. Alright, so obviously there's a divide over people on the right who supported Trump and who, are typically anti-PC and anti-safe space, who think that the theater should be a safe space and that Mike Pence was harassed, and there's people on the left who think, well, if you want to uphold free speech, this is the perfect venue. Now, what do you think?
Well, listen, when you talk about safe spaces in a college where you're supposed to educate people and expose people to new and diverse ideas that you might disagree with, of course there shouldn't be safe spaces. But this is a theater. You go there as an audience member to enjoy the play and entertain yourself. And that's where I think Donald Trump isn't communicating this the best way. But I mean, come on. The whole point of Pence being there was to enjoy the time with his family and to not get harassed and to not be in the spotlight of being the vice president. He shouldn't have to expect that when he's paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for that ticket for a great show. Why does it have to happen there? It's not a safe... theater's not a safe space, but it's a place where... there's certain etiquette and certain things happen there.
I find this interesting because this does also relate to the whole Colin Kaepernick issue, which we're not going to get into now, about should athletic venues be safe spaces and should theaters be safe spaces. And, to think about, the whole issue of theater going back through time, either in Greek theater, going through the Shakespearean theater, it's a time for ideas to be shared. It's a time for people to be exposed to new ideas.
Okay.
All right, just because it wasn't in the script, it does not mean that, a message that Mike Pence, that they wanted to share to Mike Pence shouldn't have been shared. And additionally, you might say that's not the right venue. Well, if they'd done it in another venue, it wouldn't have got publicity. And we know it's about publicity. They wanted to get their message heard, just like Colin Kaepernick did. People say it's not the right venue, but it wouldn't have gotten the same exposure if it wasn't that,
was it for exposure or was it to get your message across? Because you're
addressing Pence directly, but you're also addressing people in this country who either might agree full-heartedly with Pence's gay conversion therapy, and so...
Which was over a decade ago.
All right. Either way, I mean, the guy can modify his views to be vice president, but it doesn't mean he's modified his mind. I mean. Okay. And, you know, it's just, I think it's completely ironic and hypocritical to say the theater must be a safe space and special place, and to castigate, you know, the members of Hamilton after the show for exercising their right to free speech, while at the same time, you know, promoting anti-PC in this culture in this country and saying that liberals are too politically correct. You know, I think it's terribly hypocritical.
I think you were wrong. I think when you go to a Broadway show, and these tickets are extremely expensive.
Yeah, the cheapest one. Yeah, I just
looked it up.
Yeah, I was actually looking at it yesterday. $650 is the cheapest one for this Saturday.
So $650 is the cheapest ticket.
Cheapest ticket.
That's probably one of the worst seats in the place.
Yes,
he was on the main floor, so you know, probably thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
$900,000. And I don't think you're going to tell me that someone who's going to a Broadway play should expect something like that. The average person. You're telling me that.
It's not about expectations.
No, it is, because you're saying that there
not.
is debate and that there is challenging of ideas in a theater, and people are constantly challenged, and you're saying that this is like not a rare occasion where someone is spoken directly to and getting their ideas challenged at a play, that they're going for entertainment.
Alright, but you know what's interesting, because this is not just, you know, a Shakespearean play. This is a play about American history.
Okay.
And what's interesting is there's a line in the play about immigrants. A line sung in a song about immigrants. Last night, in last night's play, because Mike Pence was there, it got a standing ovation. They had to stop the song. The line, I don't have it right in front of me, but the line basically says, "Immigrants build our country." And it gets a standing ovation.
Wonderful. That is in the play.
That's the politicization of the play.
That is not directly being spoken to.
This play is about American history. And
wonderful. He said he's a history buff. He wanted to go to the play for that. I don't think there's an issue if that's in the script. And that's not speaking directly to Pence. The crowd responded because they agree with that. I mean, I don't see what the issue with that is, but then to talk to him directly after the fact. He listened to the play.
It was not during the play, though. It was after the play.
The lyric of the immigration?
No, I mean, when this guy, Brandon Dixon, talked to Pence, it was after the play.
After the play, right after the play, when everybody was still sitting there.
Alright, sorry. So people could, you know, be completely offended by the fact that they'd already seen the entire play, and this just messed up their entire experience.
No, but what's the point of saying this then? You're saying that the play itself has a message, and people resonated with it, and Pence saw the reaction to that statement. Why does he need to be spoken to after? That's not the point of being at a theater.
Because the actor was citing the very diverse cast of Hamilton.
Okay.
And was trying to say, look,
so why is that enough?
We represent America, and we want you to know that. Just please don't. He wasn't disrespectful to Pence at all. He called him sir. He just called for Pence to make sure that he acknowledges all the different types of America as vice president. He did not castigate him. He did not insult
I just think
him.
I understand that he dealt with it respectfully, but it's still. I'm gonna argue that it's. Pence came in there
so what's a better venue?
Be with his family. And what is a better venue for having spoken to?
What's a better venue? He got his point across.
I agree.
I mean, if they really tried, I'm sure that anybody would love to have have a discussion, a private discussion with Miranda. What's his first name? The head of the
Emmanuel Miranda.
Emmanuel Miranda. I mean, if that's the case, if you really want to get your point across, then. I think Pence would be more than willing to talk to him after. Why do you have to do it in front of everyone after the play?
Why not? I don't understand. You're saying it ruins their experience.
Because that's not what you go to a play for. That's not why he went to the theater. I mean,
but it gets the point across effectively, and that's free speech in our country.
It could be just as effective. Yeah, I understand. The crowd cheering and booing at him. Pence said it himself. That is freedom. You cannot control that. But the cast who gives out the play can control how they talk to him. If they really wanted to, they could have pulled him aside and spoken to him. I'm sure they could have when they were there.
But the audience was not just Mike Pence. The audience was
America
on the whole.
Who are they speaking to direct? You just said,
yes, but
we have a special guest tonight, Vice President-elect Michael Pence.
Alright, but fine.
So they were speaking directly to him.
No, but fine. In the State of the Union, when the president says, when he's talking to the congressman, he says, he directly addresses the congressman. The whole country hears it. It's addressed to the whole country. So they directly addressed Mike Pence, but they didn't. But the whole country was meant to hear this.
I have a question.
That's why he said. That's why he said in this transcript. He said, "Pull out your cell phones. You want to get this heard far and wide." He said, And I encourage everybody to pull out your phones and tweet and post this because this message needs to be spread far and wide, okay? So it wasn't just talking to Mike Pence, it was talking to everybody. And look, all right, you say the venue was not right, but then it's a whole talk about protesting. Should people shut down highways because the venue is not right because people need to get to their jobs? They're getting a message across, okay? I mean...
All right. I think there's just better. What's up, Billy?
I have a question for you, Dave. I know you said publicity-wise, you don't agree on how whatever the guy's name was, how he talked to Pence, and he should have been more. That's why he wanted everyone to hear. He wanted to spread his word. Trump did the same thing during his election. He was very public. He used the media to his advantage, and that you could say officially won him the president's spot. Would you agree with Trump doing that? Because I know you disagree with...
Well, once again, I'm not... When it comes to campaigning, you got to do what you got to do to get your name out there.
I mean, in a sense, this could be called campaigning.
And
because
here's what I think. Was it meant to be spoken to the American people? People have voiced this. This conversation has started since the moment Trump was elected. People having fear that as a minority, they're not being represented under the Trump administration. I think many people know that people are scared about that. And my question is, if you're trying to make a change, you can just talk to Pence individually. You don't need to speak in front of a bunch of people when he's there trying to enjoy himself at a play. So is the point to try to talk to him and try to get him to, internalize it and, you can just speak to him individually, or was it it's a publicity stunt? And I just don't know if it's appropriate.
The answer to that question is yes. It's
a publicity stunt.
No. The answer to that is both. Yes to both. Is the point to get to... Was the point to talk to Pence? Yes. Was the point to get publicity? Yes. The point was both.
So Dave, your problem with this is that you believe it's more of a venue thing than anything?
I just think
it's that... where it was?
It was... I mean, on the cast's perspective, it was a brilliant move. You got... I mean,
They didn't need more publicity. I mean, they're the most famous...
They didn't need more publicity. No. I think it's a good move for them to get their ideas across, and we'll see if this starts more conversation or not. I don't know how big of a story this will be, but in respect to Mike Pence, I just don't know if this was fair to him or an appropriate thing to happen. I do agree, though, that Trump's tweets were a little bit out of line, and once again, we see that Pence is a very well-reserved person. He knows how to handle situations, and he did understand, this is freedom and this is what happens when you're under an administration like Trump's administration. So, you have your opinion on it, I have mine.
I have to agree to disagree.
And,
but that's what the point of this is.
This is what the point of this show is.
We're still friends afterward, believe it or not.
That's right.